originally released October 6, 2016 on Oculus Go and PC VR as Dragonfront, then November 17, 2023 on the Quest platform by developer High Voltage Software and publisher Oculus Studios as Dragonfront Rising, a VR tabletop-style strategy deck-building card battler that's got my full attention. Thanks to the publisher for the Quest key. Watch Season 11 of the TV series of The Lab Video Game TV on Flow One in 25 Caribbean countries. Download the Flow Sports app to watch us on the go. Visit the website at thelabvideogametv.com. Reach out at contact@thelabvideogametv.com. Now let's get to this excellent VR deck builder.
You've done it! You've defeated your first foe and set the stage for history to be rewritten.
Dragonfront Rising has a deep, well thought out yet potentially convoluted story and lore. If you're into fantasy like Age of Sigmar, Lord of the Rings, and Dungeons and Dragons, you may feel at home here. But if you're not, lots of this will just fly over your head, and as the narrator speaks, it'll just sound like elevator music.
The fires of strife burn fiercely, and we must harness that power if we are to unite the world under a single banner and rewrite history.
Dragonfront Rising takes place during the time of the Second Great War in the world of Tareen Gal. This world has been broken down into 8 factions, battling it out for supremacy guided by 6 gods. While playing, you'll be fed bits and pieces of the story, but like I said, if this kind of lore isn't your thing, then you'll just treat it like background noise. While I have no vested interest in the story, I do appreciate it regardless.
The only faction that could potentially rival Eclipse for knowledge of the dead.
Over in sound, well done. We have voice acting by Mark Dodson, best known for his work as Salacious Crumb in Return of the Jedi. While his voice work stands out the most as a narrator, the voices heard during battle by the various faction units are also well done. The bad guys, of course, sound like this.
Join us!
And the good guys sound like this.
Yeah, boys, let's tear it up!
Stereotypical and cliché, but still well done. The score is also worthy of commendation. This music was composed by Winifred Phillips, best known for works on God of War and the Assassin's Creed franchise. The sound effects and atmospheric sounds are also well done. Visuals. Well, I know I sound like a scratched record repeating this description, but these are good Quest visuals. The character designs and animations are detailed, so are the environments. The particle effects are basically what I've come to expect from this limited hardware, and overall, I like the visuals. Would I like to see an enhanced PC VR or PSVR 2 version? Yeah, but I'm good with this.
At your service!
In gameplay, Dragonfront Rising just works. You play on a small grid. The presentation at a glance seems basic, but it really works well. On startup, we've got a handful of options. We've got audio options, controls, gameplay, localization, and the credits. We're given a truly deep and comprehensive tutorial that, although skippable, should not be ignored. This tutorial, battle training, more than gets your feet wet. By the time you've gone through matches with the first 4 factions, you'll feel right at home and ready to venture out without the training wheels. Based on some articles I read and things the narrator said, you should play through the entire battle training mode to unlock the full game, but I'm not certain how accurate that is, as like I said, you can choose to skip the tutorial, and it seemed like the single player and PvP sections were unlocked for me before I completed the battle training.
Thorns versus Strife!
You can also repeat the training missions, choose to practice or enter Conquest mode. These are the single player options. Conquest is the full-blown single-player campaign. It offers a lengthy single-player campaign for each faction which totals over 200 battles. There are 5 battles per campaign. In these modes, you're able to earn XP.
Eclipse versus Scales!
Then we've got multiplayer. In this PvP offering, you can engage in ranked battles. These ranked battles are the most rewarding. From what I've learned, this is the way to earn in-game currency, gold, which as with currency anywhere else, in-game or real world, this will prove highly valuable. You'll also earn XP for leveling up. Whether you win or lose, you'll earn both in ranked matches. Your earnings will obviously be less if you lose, but still count and go a far way in helping your growth. Every dollar, every point counts.
Level up! Level up!
There's also friend battles. In these friend matches, you only earn XP. There's a shop. Now this is where eyebrows begin to raise, sometimes one, sometimes both. This is where the question signs and alarms begin to go off. Is Dragonfront Rising pay to win? Let's see. You're able to purchase Duelinium. You use this to craft your duel champions. You can purchase bundles. These bundles consist of faction recon, rapid deployment, boosters, and masks. Initially, 4 factions are available to you. In this shop, you can purchase other factions. There are 8 in total: Scales, Eclipse, Thorns, Strife, Silence, Essence, Delirium, and the recently added Aegis. You can purchase booster packs. These packs offer random cards or scrap equivalents. You'll also be guaranteed unique cards with each purchase. You can also earn booster packs from each campaign and PvP match won. You also have your masks and factions collection. Now, there are 2 other ways to earn gold that I know about. You can complete missions and, like I said, PvP ranked matches. This creates a grind, a potentially arduous grind for casual players, but a pleasant one for those invested. So, to go back to the pay-to-win question, a casual player may cry pay-to-win, but on the flip side, a wise man or woman once said, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. So, if you love this genre, if you're loving this game, then it shouldn't be a problem to be patient, diligent, and steadfast while you earn your gold.
Oh, an order.
In my opinion, life could be considered pay to win for those not willing to put in the work, the grind. But so far, I've played single player and PvP. I've lost some, won more, and I have not experienced a scenario where I could say I was a victim of a pay to win mechanic. And also, while paying for unique cards could give you an edge, the gameplay I've experienced so far still feels more driven by skill and perhaps a bit of luck. Like, it doesn't really matter if you got a couple good cards that I don't. How often can you use them in one match? And how far ahead will it take you? These aren't rhetorical questions either. I'm just getting started with Dragonfront Rising, so who knows? I may meet up on some predatory pay-to-win tactics by the devs later on, but for now, all seems balanced and fair, if you're patient.
Excellent work, Traveler.
On that note, let's dive into actual gameplay mechanics. You play head-to-head on a 4x4 grid. Your main objective is to destroy your opponent's stronghold, breaking down its health from 15 to 0. You'll need to plow through the defenses using a deck-building turn-based system. Each player has 3 phases per turn. Set your units down in the spawn row. This earns mana and creates your defense line. You set your units down by drawing cards. There are over 30 cards available. Strategy is key here. Before a match starts, you're also able to replace cards you feel may not serve your playstyle. While in battle, choose your cards based on the scenario, based on your opponent's tactics. There are over 500 characters, fortifications, and spells, and 28 dual champion cards. Other than your units, use fortifications, spells, mana, and your champion, which is like your last resort juggernaut.
Rise from your graves!
The champion's barks are worse than their bites generally, but they can get you out of a pinch. As your fort is attacked, each attack gives mana to your champ. You can also directly spend mana on your champ to chip away at it. My advice is though, don't rely too much on your champions. They really are overrated and should only be used for what they truly are, last resorts. Spending your mana on your deck proves more fruitful in most instances. You're also able to earn a Conquest Boss champion card for each completed conquest. You gain mana at the start of a turn from each unit placed in your spawn row at the beginning of that unit's turn. When a unit expires, if you sacrifice a card in a turn, and some cards also offer bonus mana. Other than summoning your champion, mana is also what you need to play cards. Different card types have different costs. Some cards are also free. You can also adjust the table, and not as much as you can in Demeo, but what's here helped me get a perspective I was comfortable with standing or seated. That's a quick run through of the mechanics. There's so much more that could be said, but you can also visit the Dragonfront Rising website to learn more, or just play it for yourself. Nothing like that first-hand experience. There's also a companion app available for iOS and Android that gives you info on all the cards, helps you strategize, and keeps you updated.
The great armies of strife are mobilizing to the south and into the forested freelands of Thorns.
Dragonfront Rising is basically a tabletop game in VR, much like Demeo and Table of Tales. This is actually one of my favorite genres to play in VR, and Dragonfront Rising did not disappoint. It has an always online component that I'm no fan of, but other than that, I'm good with this. I've got a lot more to learn, and I'll be chipping away at this one for a while, but as it stands, I highly recommend it. Should I experience some pay-to-win elements later on? Well, I'll cross that bridge when I get there. But for now, 2 thumbs up for Dragonfront Rising.
Victory!
Watch Season 11 of the Lab Video Game TV, the Caribbean TV series, on Flow On in 25 Caribbean countries. Download the Flow Sports app to watch us on Flow on the go. Visit the website at thelabvideogametv.com. Reach out at contact@thelabvideogametv.com. Thank you for watching. If you like my content, feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. If on the other hand, I found a way to piss you off with this one, then hey, do what needs to be done. Dislike, unsub, leave a fiery diatribe in the comments section, voicing your displeasure. Either way, I won't hold it against you. Our game is never over.
Excellent work, Traveler.